Today, children, I will tell you how to interchange affirmative and negative sentences. There are different ways by which we can change affirmative sentences into negative and negative sentences into affirmative. One thing you have to be very careful about is that while changing, the meaning should not change. Both the affirmative and negative sentences should have the same meaning. Now, the first way by which we can change is by putting a negative prefix, that is not, and a word having the opposite meaning after it. Now, here your affirmative sentence is, the knife is sharp. And when you change it into the negative, the sentence will be, the knife is not blunt. So you see that you have used a negative prefix not here and a word with the opposite meaning of sharp, that is blunt. So be careful, children, that you change the word here. You have to write the opposite of sharp, that is blunt. If you don't write the opposite, then the meaning will change. Like, for example, if you write the knife is sharp and you change it into the negative, the knife is not sharp, you have changed the meaning. So in order that the meaning does not change, you will have to when you are putting a negative prefix here, you will have to write the opposite of the word there. Then in the second example, children, you can see the affirmative sentences, she remembered to come. And when you change it into the negative, how is it written? She did not forget to come. Now in the first example, children, there was a helping verb here. And when there is a helping verb, you just simply have to put a not and then the word having the opposite meaning after it. The sentence formation is simple. But when there is a main verb, like here, she remembered. Remembered is a main verb here. Then in such a case, when the sentence is having a main verb, you will be taking the help of words like do, did and does. So here your main verb is in the past tense. So you have used the word did. Then your negative prefix comes and the opposite of remember. You will be using forget here. Here remember, I have already told you, children, that with did you will be using the present tense. So here the present tense of remembered will be used. The opposite will be used, that is forget. So your negative sentence will be, she did not forget to come. If your sentence is having a main verb which is in the present tense, then you will be using the words do or does. Do with plural and does with singular. The second way by which we can change an affirmative sentence into negative sentence is by interchanging the degrees of comparison. Children, I have already uploaded a video related to all the rules as to how to change the degrees of comparison, that is superlative into comparative, comparative into positive and vice versa. Now here the affirmative sentence is, Russia is the biggest country. And when you change it into the other two degrees, you can change, it will become negative sentence. Like your negative sentence in the comparative degree can be, no other country is bigger than Russia. So here you have used no other. No, it has made the sentence negative. Then your positive sentence also is beginning with no. So the positive degree is also in the negative form. No other country is as big as Russia. So the superlative form is in the affirmative and the comparative and positive degree can be changed into the negative sentence. Then another example is there, children. The affirmative sentence is, Russia is bigger than China. Now here we are talking of only two places. And I have already told you that when we are talking of only two places, if your sentence is comparative, then it can be changed into the positive only. So when you change it into the positive, here the first example, The affirmative is in the comparative degree. Russia is bigger than China. And when you change it into the negative, you will be using a not. Your positive sentence changes into negative, and it will be China is not as big as Russia. So automatically your positive sentence changes into negative. You can go through, or there are other sentences also, other examples that I have given in the previous video. You can watch that also. The third way, children, is by using certain words like no sooner, or by removing word to. So how to change as soon as sentences into no sooner, and how to change two sentences into so that. The videos of these two methods are also uploaded in the school website. So you can go through for all the rules related to them. Now here your affirmative sentence is, as soon as he came, comma, we went out. So when a sentence like this comes, children, you just change it into the no sooner sentence. So your negative will be no sooner. As soon as will become no sooner did he come than we went out. In the same way, where the second example, your affirmative is, he is too kind to be mean. So when you change it into the so that, you know the rules how to change it into so that. It will be, he is so kind that he cannot be mean. So your positive sentence changes into the negative. That is a rule there. So if a sentence like this comes, he is too kind to be mean, you will change it into the so that sentence and put the negative. So it will become a negative sentence. The next method is by using two negatives in the sentence. Now here your affirmative sentence is, he was aware of the plan. When you change it into the negative, the sentence becomes, he was not unaware of the plan. So you have used two negatives over here. Two negative words, not and unaware. So your positive becomes a negative sentence. Then in the other example you can see, he wanted to eat. When you change it into the negative, how will you write? He did not want not to eat. You have used two nots over here. So when you use two negatives in the sentence, children, the sentence automatically becomes positive. Learn both the ways, children, how to change affirmative into negative and how to change negative into affirmative. Be very particular with the rules. Now there are certain other ways also by which we can change affirmative into negative sentences. In the first example you will see that the first example, the rule here is by using the opposites of two words. So the sentence, affirmative sentence is, he is always late. Your negative becomes, he is never punctual. So you have used the opposites of two words. You have used the opposite of always and also the opposite of late. Never punctual. So the opposite of always is never and late is punctual. So in this way, by using the word never, you have changed it into a negative sentence. Then in the next example, you will see only. And instead of only, we have used none but. So you just, this one change is there. If your sentence is beginning with only, you just have to remove only and write none but. So your affirmative sentence is, only Ravi could do the sum. Your negative sentence becomes, none but. Instead of only, you just write none but, and the rest of the sentence is the same. Ravi could do the sum. Then your last example you see, the affirmative sentence is, he is a poet and singer. Now this is a similar sentence, and in a similar sentence can be changed by using the words not only and but also. So when you are using not only, it becomes a negative sentence. So your sentence becomes, he is not only a poet but also. This is a pair of not only, so you have to use it, but also a singer. So children, I hope you have understood all the rules. You note down all the rules with the examples and revise it properly for your exam.